Hey everybody, Sean here from BoredParacord.com, and today I want to show you a new design by Joe Clegg. He came up with this and it's called the Sidestep. I want to show you a couple things. You need a good way to melt your ends, preferably a smoothing tool to round those ends over, and a nice pair of sharp scissors to cut your ends. Also, I'm using a 1/2 inch buckle for this one. I have 6 feet of neon green, this color here, and then 6 feet of FS navy. This is kind of like it's not quite a navy blue, but it's like a slate blue or like a stone blue, like a blue stone. Now I've fused both of these together already, so I've heated up both ends, stuck them together, and then rolled them in my fingers once it cooled just a little bit. So I have a total of 12 feet here. And the first thing I want to do is grab my buckle, and a little trick I kind of stumbled upon, I'm sure some of you have done this also, is you find your point where you fuse the two together and go about 2 inches past that and create a small loop just like this. Now with that loop, what you want to do is from the back side of the buckle, take that loop up through the buckle. So now you have this loop here. Now all you do is take this loop, open it up, reach through, and pull all of the paracord through that loop. Just like that. You're going to end up with your fuse section down here. That's okay, because what's going to happen is you're going to weave over top of this, so you won't even see that. But anyways, that's how you get your cow's hitch on there. Sometimes when you have this fuse section, it made it hard to pull through the buckle, but with that little trick right there, you can now do it with pretty much any fuse section that you have. So what I like to do here is flip the buckle over, pull all the cord through my fingers. That gets rid of all the twisting that occurs, and then flip the buckle back over. Now I'm going to take the ends up through the back side of the buckle. So we're going to go up through that one through, and then we'll grab the end of the neon green here and come up through again. Alright, and pull all of that through. Now this is your basic shape of your bracelet right here, this circle here, and we're just going to weave over top of it. So now we can open this up, and we're going to get our measurement here. So let's just kind of lay this down. And the way that you want to measure it, so you've got a female end, which is this end, and a male end, which is this end. The female end, you go right to the end of the buckle, right where my fingernail is. On the male end, you want to go right to this ledge. So I'm going to cover up everything that you don't want to measure. So you want to measure right up to this ledge right here. This portion of the buckle is going to be inside of itself on the other side, so you don't count that. So I'm just going to eyeball this to the length that I kind of want to go with. We'll go about right there. I think that'll be good. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is we're just going to do a standard Solomon to start this off. So just grab either side cord. I'm going to start with the right cord. Create your loop on the right. Bring that cord over the center cords off to the left side, just like that. Now this other cord, this green one, is going to cross over top of that cord and then go behind the back, so behind everything, and up through the loop on the right. And we'll pull this tight. So this is how you basically get the cord attached to the other side of the buckle. And once you get it here, just kind of cinch it right up to the buckle and kind of pull all the little extra cord out. Okay, so this is what you have to do. You want to figure out what color you want to be your dominant color. And in this case, I think what I want to do is have my neon green be my dominant color. And that just means that that's going to be the second cord I use. So the first thing we do is we take our non-dominant color first, and you want that to go under. And the reason you want it to go under is because the green cord is going to go over and be the dominant color. And it's going to be like that the whole way. So your non-dominant color is going to be the one that goes over first. So you're just going to take this over the center, just like that. Let me zoom in just a little bit for you here. So just cross over the center. Same thing with the right cord, or your primary color. Cross over that one. So you got the blue crossing the center, and then the green crossing the center plus the blue. Now this is where it can get kind of tricky. So what I'm going to do is take this blue chord, and we're going to make this loop really big so you can see kind of what's going on here. I make both of these loops really big. Okay, and then we got to separate the center chords here. So we're still over top of the center. Now we take our right chord, we're going to go around the back and up through the center. Let's just pull that through the center. Okay, so basically all we did is kind of made a loop around the right center chord there. And you don't want to cross over the green here. So you want to go behind it and just take that off to the right. So basically we can take this green out of the equation, which might help a little bit, but all you're doing is this right here. So you're just going over the center chords, kind of looping it underneath the right chord, coming up through the middle, and then going up over top. Now this green chord does the exact same thing. I'm going to pull this a little tight here. Okay, so this one is going to do the same thing. Crosses over, goes around the back, around the left chord, up and through, and off to the left side. And I'm going to open this up a little bit so that you can see what just happened here, because it's really easy to get kind of mixed up on this one. But this is actually a really easy design. Once you've done a couple of them, I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot easier than this. I think you should be able to see what we got going here. So non-dominant color first, loop around the underside of the center chord, and then bring it up. And you want to end on the top. See how this chord is coming off the top? You don't want this chord to be down here because it won't look right. So make sure it comes around through and on the top. Same thing with the left side. Over the top, around, through, and on the top side of this loop. And once you get that portion, I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. And once you get to that spot there, you just want to pull everything tight. And this is going to be a little bit thicker bracelet, not too much, so you do want to add a little bit to your measurement. And you just want to keep on pulling these tight until you really can't pull any tighter. There we go. So the green's going to be the one that goes over top. Now you just repeat, 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 repeat until you get to the bottom. So the first thing, blue goes over top. Going to loop it around the middle. Come up through the middle. Make sure you're on top of that loop. And then the green's going to do the same thing on the other side. So cross over everything. Get that blue out of the way. You're going to loop around that center strand and bring it on up and through. Just like that. Real easy. Now you just tighten. So what I do here is I just kind of like cinch everything up with these two fingers here. Cinch it up. Pull everything tight. And the green's not wanting to, there we go, I think we're good. Alright, so you just want to get that tight and then make sure you're just cinching everything that way. Alright, I'm going to do a couple more here real quick. So cross over, come up through the center and off to the right side. Make sure that the working end is above the loop. Same thing with the green, bring it over top, around that center strand, up through the middle, and off to the left side. Push everything up and cinch it down. And you kind of start to see the design by this time. What we're going to have here is a kind of a zigzag pattern with little spots of blue as it goes. Alright, one more here. You always want to start with your non-dominant color. Don't forget about that. Now at the end of this, it looks like this is going to be one of those designs that since it's coming up through the middle, you're probably going to need at least one fid that you can swap out between the two chords, or have a set of fids make it a little easier on yourself. but you probably will need some fids. If not some fids, then I do recommend getting some of these needle nose pliers here. They work really good for getting into tight spaces like that, and I'll show you more of that once we get down to the bottom. Alright, just going to pull this a little tighter. And the back side looks pretty cool too. And you can kind of see this is going to be a little bit thicker bracelet, but it's narrow. So still a nice little design. Okay, well I think that gives you enough. I'm going to finish this on up and I'll be back to show you how to finish the bracelet. Okay, so I am down to the end here. I have just enough room to do one more pass, it looks like. And the great thing about this is we don't have to end it with a Solomon. We can just cut them right where they lay and be done with it. So I'm just going to do this last pass real quick. So you're just going to cross over the center from the back side. Oh, and with the fids, I basically went as far as I could just by using the cord. I tried to go all the way with just using the cord, but the hole right here, right there, is very, very small, and it was almost impossible to get the cord through. But with the fid, makes it super easy, and I'll show you how. So from the back side, we're just going to go up through the center strands like we normally would, and loop off to the right, real easy. Same thing with the green, we're just going to do what we have been doing, cross over everything, go around the back side, up through the center, and we're just going to pull these tight now and we'll be all done. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to take these fids off of here. They just unscrew real easy. Get that out of the way. This one out of the way. Must have tool if you don't have any. Alright, so now the great thing about this is that these two knots here are really tight, so you can cut this pretty close to the paracord. And again, I'm using my world's dullest scissors. Alright, and this lighter, which one is this? I think this is a single flame. Yep, this is my single flame lighter. I like this over the triple flame just because it's a single flame. You can really kind of pinpoint the heat print or the footprint of the flame, and you can get it right to where you need it without melting the surrounding paracord. And if you look at this, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. See, I melted just the spot that I wanted without melting the other side, and then we just roll that over top of it. Gives it a real nice clean smooth look to it, and we just repeat on the other side. Now I have created another website called Paracord.com. If you have some unique items that you would like to sell, nothing like the basic cobras or basic bracelets. I'm looking for really, really unique items. I've already got a few people. I think there's like, I don't know, I got like 10 merchants now, all selling their products on Paracord.com. So if you're interested, just email me, BoredParacord@gmail.com, and we'll talk about getting you set up so you can sell your products on Paracord.com. Anyways, this is it. That's the bracelet. Joe Clegg came up with this, called the Sidestep. And one kind of cool feature about this that I found is that you can kind of go to the back side and open this up a little bit. Kind of spread this out, and it makes the bracelet a little wider without being as thick. And the front side of it looks pretty good too when you do this. And you can kind of, at this point, you can reverse the curve of it to open it up as far as it'll go, just like that, and it makes it a little bit wider. I think this is how he intended it. Actually, I'm pretty sure it is. As you can see, that's opened up and it's not as thick now. When you close these like that, that's when the bracelet becomes a little bit thicker. But anyways, either way, I really like this design. It reminds me of a few other ones that are out there. Check out the Paracord Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/paracordon. I'm in there. Everybody's in there, showing off their work, coming up with new designs like Joe. I hope to see you in there, and until next time, Paracord on.